Hello guys. You are on the channel Alice Reddit Stories. Enjoy watching. Hey guys, I, 29M, could use some advice here. I have been single since I was around 23. I have little to no desire to be in a relationship and don't have any plans on getting married or having a long-term GF. I like being alone, especially due to my job. This, however, has raised questions from friends and family about my love life, especially since my younger brother is married and has kids. This started in September when my best friend since middle school got married. I was his best man and he offered to set me up with one of his fiancée's single friends. I had no interest in this and assured him I would have a date. Not wanting to add any more complications in life, I decided to hire an escort who we will call Angie, 27F, purely to keep up social expectations. We came up with a backstory that she was a friend of mine from a car club that I'm a part of. Wedding weekend happens and overall it went great. I had fun, and from when we talked, Angie had fun too. The weird thing is, she still stayed in touch, mainly through text. The first instance was about 3 weeks after the wedding when she asked me what I was doing over the weekend. I told her I was going on a cruise, cars not a boat, with my car club, and she asked if she could come. I told her I wasn't looking to hire an escort for a car club event, but she insisted that it was free and that she wasn't working. Since then she calls me in the evenings to talk and has accompanied me on outings and events. During my job-mandated therapy sessions, I told my therapist about this and he said Angie may like me romantically. Now I'm not insecure or anything, it's just that physically I am fit but I'm short at 5 feet 7 inches. That and I generally have a colder and more stoic personality towards people that aren't close to me. Angie on the other hand is taller than me, 5 feet 6 inches but 5 feet 9 inches in heels, is gorgeous and has a very bubbly personality, so I put the idea of her liking me to be ED@SO. Really what I'm confused about is why she keeps wanting to hang out for free. Don't get me wrong, Angie is a great woman to be around, but could this be a tactic used by escorts to keep men on the line, or could she be in trouble? Any advice here would be great guys. Update_. So first things first, I'd like to thank everyone's advice and kind words and those that DM'd me. I'd like to give a little more background and respond to some of the recurring comments I saw. Not insecure about my height or looks, S/O to the short dudes comment thread. Most couples I've seen there has been a minimum 3-inch height difference between the guy and girl, so I thought this was the norm. I now realize that's dumb. Lots of PPL asked why I'm robotic and if I had a bad previous relationship or if I'm aromantic. So it's not that I'm robotic, in general due to my personality and a part of my past that I walked away from. I'm cautious with new people and any sort of vulnerability from my side is a no-go, i.e. talking about my feelings, showing sadness, etc. Aside from my best friend, I sometimes get sick if someone asks me to talk about it. Now I might be aromantic, but not sure. I always hated dating and the whole dance you have to do to move things forward. I dated years ago BC, it was normal, but eventually decided I wasn't gonna live my life for anyone but me and left it. I'm not rich. Sure, I make decent money, but with the cost of living around here I'm much just middle classes. For Angie, she started escorting during the pandemic since she got laid off from her waitress job. She did it to pay her way through nursing school. She stopped it back in December. I knew she left the service, but at the time if she was still moonlighting independently, which she wasn't. She didn't sleep with her clients, but even if she did I wouldn't see it as that much different from my hookups/one-night stands. On to the update. So I read a lot of your comments about how Angie might like me, and I took the night to think about all our time spent together without thinking of her as an escort. In the end, I'm sure a lot of guys can relate. I had the realization of motherfucker. She was hinting the whole time. And what made me realize was that after around December/Jan we started doing more mundane activities. For example, I was taking my niece and nephew mini golfing, and she wanted to come along for that. Or how every other Friday she would come over and we'd just get high, weed, and watch random movies and videos after getting the munchies. Or how for the past month or two she'd give me a peck on my cheek after we hung out. I thought she was just being nice. As for my feelings, I've never had a crush or romantic feelings for anyone, so I wasn't sure what it was even supposed to feel like. But what I am sure of is that I like having Angie around, and when she's not I kinda miss her IG. So Friday comes around and we're baked and watching Lion King. The movie gets to the part before the stampede that kills Mufasa, and Angie just starts crying. I ask her if she's okay, and she said that the coming scene always made her sad. Then she kinda just moved over and put her head on my shoulder. The scene gets over, but she puts her blanket over me and stays there for the rest of the movie. Credits roll, and she doesn't move. I kinda had a fuck it just send it moment and lightly kissed her on the head. She kissed me and things kinda escalated from there. We had a long convo in the morning, and she said that back at the wedding she genuinely had a good time and didn't feel like she was working, and that's why she asked to hang out again. As we started hanging out she started developing feelings, since I kinda just treated her as I would anyone else. I didn't think this was a big deal, but for her it was. And a lot of things that I did that I saw as common courtesy, giving her my coat, helping her into my car, etc., were acts of kindness in her eyes, even though that's just how I was raised. When she started working as an escort, she lost the few friends she had, and any time she tried dating PPL would sexualize her when they found out what she did. So outside of her few escort friends she had no one. When she finished school in December and became a pediatric nurse, she started reevaluating her relationships since she was no longer an escort, and she felt that I was one of the few PPL that treated her kindly even as an escort. She wanted to continue seeing me. I was a bit confused by what she said next, but she said that she felt safe and calm with me, which I didn't really grasp but accepted. I told her that I liked her, but due to my past and personality I might not be the kind of man she wants to be with, but she shot that down immediately and told me I was acting stupid. We decided that it really wouldn't make sense to start over and start dating since we've spent the past few months together, and we kinda just picked up where we left off. So we much became BF and GF that day. The past 2 weeks have been really good. While I'm still getting my bearings straight and processing my feelings, Angie has changed quite a bit. She's a lot more emotional and likes being held a lot. Like if I'm just laying on the couch, she'll walk in and yell huggies, and lay on me. It's a bit different for me since any sort of intimacy outside of sex is completely freeing, but I do like it. She's also does a lot for me, like one time, she slept over and I had to throw on a suit for a meeting the next day. I wake up and go in for a shower, and when I come out, not only is my shirts ironed, but she had a pot of coffee ready and a lunch bag made. Like who TF just does that? A few days ago I even met a few of her escort friends, and guys, seriously, don't judge anyone for what they do. BC her friends were some of the nicest PPL I've met. While I used Reddit, she turned to them for advice about me over the months, and they were all nearly in tears when they heard about us finally getting together. I told my family and friends that I was dating Angie, and they all laughed since they thought we had been dating since before the wedding. So some of your guys' joke comments about her being my GF were right. IG.so. Yeah, things are great between Angie and I. I got some work to do to transition into a relationship, but I'm taking it one step at a time. Angie has been really patient and understanding through all of it, and even though she's told me she loves me, she told me to only say it back when I'm ready, and I mean it. But seriously, thanks for all of your guys' help with this. I doubt things would have ended up like this if it wasn't for you guys. TLDR, we're together now. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. There are many interesting stories ahead of you.